Good morning, everyone. I wanted to come to you today and kind of give an update. The state of Arkansas State Highway Department is looking for input on what they're calling the North-South Connector. And this will be a possible connection off of the new bypass to bypass I-49 down to 612 or even possibly down to 412 highway. And they are looking for input. So if this impacts your area, it would be good for you to go online, look up their number, and either do the virtual tour, or they have phone numbers you can call, or you can even get stuff sent to you by mail or by email that you can fill out and file away. So just want to start off with that so you kind of know where things are heading and what they're looking on. This does go on till September 20th. You'll have time to look it up, get your input in and everything, but it's very important that you do look at the four alternatives that they're looking at and that you do give your input as to how you feel on this. So I'll kind of try to break it down with what we know now and give you a little bit of information so that you kind of have something to go off of. I do want to be very clear that this is not a City of Gravette. This is a state highway project through the state of Arkansas, so there's not anything we can do but except for give you information and let you know who to contact and where to contact. And so having said that, there's four alternatives that the state of Arkansas developed. Alternative one is on the first exit 284 in the Gravette, Hiawassee area, or when you turn left to go to Centerton. That one has one pro and a couple of cons they put in here. The pros provide additional capacity to an existing route. The con is no direct north-south route between I-49, Centerton, Highfield, and XNA. Community impacts to the built environment and not carried forward does not improve connectivity. And I also ask on both 1 and 4 if they were planning on trying to just exit off and then do a turn lane onto something new, or were they actually going to have actual separate flyover exits or something, because there's also a danger if they pick some of these for traffic and for our residents driving with trucks and that type of thing, trying to exit off and then jump onto a turn lane and exit back on. Alternative number 2 and like number 3, as you can see they're in the pink and green on the map. They put down several pros in here. I'll let you guys look at those, and I will go over the cons on that. Doesn't coordinate with MSPs, more expensive to construct, does have environmental impacts. I believe every one of these are going to have some environmental impacts that they're going to have to look at, and anything you guys know about environmental impacts, please send that to them so they can know. I think the more that they understand what they have to do, the better for us in our area and also better for them, because this is just the very preliminary. This has not gone through engineering. In fact, this is on the 2045 map plan that regional planning does. So we don't know if they're looking at 5 years or looking at 25 years. None of that's been established yet. This is just the very initial plans to work on this. And then alternative 4, which is, alternatives 2 and 3 had their own exit off the bypass. So they would be between exit 284, which is the first exit, and exit 287, which is the second exit to downtown Gravette. It would have a new exit in between those two, probably around 279 highway that cuts under the bypass there. Alternative 4 has one pro, attracts traffic away from other routes. It has several cons, environmental challenges, difficult to construct, lower benefit for the cost, doesn't coordinate with MSPs, more indirect, not carry forward. However, that one would go all the way to 412 instead of stopping at 612. But I believe they've kind of said that one is just too many obstacles and too great a cost. So they're leaning towards either 1, 2, or 3. It says the greatest benefit, this is on your slide here that you can see on there, greatest benefit to the transportation system would be alternatives 2 or alternative 3, based on travel time, system redundancy, etc., etc. So you kind of see where they're leaning. Which are leaning towards 2 and 3. Also, as you can tell by the map, 2 has a straight off, which comes off of the first exit, or 3 has a possibility to have its own exit for the green line, or a quick turn back over into the pink line for alternative 2. So I hope I explained. It's a lot of stuff to explain on how these go, but they're all in that area between exit 284 and exit 287. All 4 of these alternatives are somewhere right around that area. Again, the study team, once they get everything, they will review stakeholder input, finalize study documents. Then they will look at how funds will be. There are no funds yet towards this at all, so this is their very preliminary look at this. And then once funding is available, they'll look at future steps, environmental review process, and do all the engineering from there. So I hope I gave you a little bit of that. You can look at all of this online at the address below. You can go there, you can go through their PDF and look at everything, kind of read over, and then hopefully fill out either by email, or you can print off, or they have an online section too. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good weekend, but make sure you let the state of Arkansas know your thoughts on this. Appreciate it. You guys have a good weekend.